Against the backdrop of the US presidential elections, we are 10 Middle Eastern artists who have embarked on an American road trip exploring the ideological boundaries between the United States and the Middle East, one of the most contested borders of our time. Our vehicle is a 34-feet 1999 Gulfstream RV, which we have transformed into a mobile artist studio, and our mission is to create artwork that explores common concerns while creating spontaneous encounters across these divisive borders.
He's been described as, by some as a cartoonist with an attitude. During the mass protests in Cairo's Tahrir Square, some protesters reprinted his political cartoons, making some of them a symbol for the Egyptian protests.
With that, I just have two more words to say. Obama out.
Very anti-American, though. Well.
My name is Khalid Albaih. I am an independent political cartoonist from Sudan. I'm trying to understand the civil rights movement.
Malcolm X is saying that he's traveled all around the world, and regardless of where he goes, folks are being mistreated. So it's not just about citizenship, it's not just about the laws, it's about human rights.
The difference is here that they went to court because there is a court, because there is some kind of constitution that they need to keep up. There isn't. So it turns into war. Father was a diplomat. We stayed in Sudan until a coup happened in '89. And then we, basically because of my father's political alliances, we left, and now we stay in Doha. We're still in Doha, Qatar.
This is my wife, Sadia. That is unbelievable, man. So my daughter had her first racist encounter today. A girl in her kindergarten told her, "I'm not gonna play with you because your face is brown and my face is white." This is crazy.
We were always told to stay away from politics, don't talk about politics, because politics was the reason why we didn't have a home.
You know, New Orleans makes billions off black culture without even calling it black culture. And I think that's a big thing that's hurt people since Katrina, is this perception that the things that people do in New Orleans are for white consumption. They left thousands of people to die here. A government and a military that can get anywhere in any amount of time, no food, no water, no help. Oh, that's a black little boy.
When we left from New Orleans, I felt like racism was still alive. Segregation is still there, but in a different way.
Are we leaving?
Here, when they become cartoonists, and then it becomes a job. For us, we have to think about your family is not going to get kidnapped, you're not going to die. There's a lot of differences. So we have to think about, okay, if I do this, what's going to happen? What's the consequence?
My wife asks me that every time. She's like, don't do this or don't do that, or don't draw this, don't post this, don't say that, because you don't want to leave us alone.
Hi, officer. It completely locked out. So I was driving and turning, and then the steering went, the power went. So I think we've got a complete sort of electrical failure.
So what's happened is the engine has completely cut out. So the battery's completely dead, or the...
RV in the sun, lost power. Had them boys sitting there for about 2 hours. Waiting on a tow truck. I came with the wrong one. if you go to Africa, they won't consider you to be an African.
No.
They don't even like you. You're American, and that's that. That's all they know. That's all they see, and they want no part of you.
So
okay?
you're saying you're American. You're not African.
I'm an American. Period.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're just filming about the Black Power speech. Yeah. So is that a big thing here?
Probably so. And
do you think it's still segregated or not?
Yeah.
You think it's still segregated? Do you think it's partially because us, I mean black people, don't know about this history? About like
I mean, if they take the time out and read about it,
yeah,
because it's there.
People that really fought in the struggle or marched in the struggle, you know, they might be disrespected by younger people sometimes that don't understand what they went through for them to have those jobs or to, you know, go on.
I'm Marco Werman, and you're with The World. We're a co-production of the BBC World Service, PRI, and WGBH here in Boston. The story of civil rights in America is an unfinished one, but it still inspires Khalid Albaih. He recently finished a road trip across America.
Albaih was stunned and slightly depressed when he spoke to the neighbors of the place in Mississippi where Stokely Carmichael made his famous speech, only to learn that they didn't know anything about it.
I mean, the trip was very exciting for me. It just made me think about how activists and people who are asking for change get treated everywhere. They're asking for basic human rights in the Middle East, and this is what they were asking for in the civil rights movement as well. Just basic human rights. That's it.
Against the backdrop of the US presidential elections, we are 10 Middle Eastern artists who have embarked on a 20,000-mile road trip across one of the most contested ideological borders of our time, that of the United States and the Middle East.